Welcome everyone. In today's video, we will explore voices of my life, the people, experiences, and inner thoughts that shape who we are. Have you ever wondered how every voice you hear, whether from family, friends, or even your own inner thoughts, impacts your life and learning? This video is your guide to understanding, remembering, and using the lessons hidden in every voice you encounter.
Chapter 1. Understanding the voices around you.
Welcome to the first step of discovering the voices that shape your life. Every day, you hear hundreds of voices. Some are loud, some are quiet, some are kind, and some are harsh. These voices are not just sounds, they are messages, lessons, and guides. They influence your thoughts, your feelings, and even your actions. Some voices lift you up, make you feel confident, and inspire you to do better. Others may create doubt, fear, or confusion. The first step in mastering your life is to notice which voices matter. The ones that matter are the ones that teach, inspire, and help you grow. When you pay attention, you start to see that voices are everywhere. They are in conversations with friends, in advice from family, in instructions from teachers, and even in your own mind. These voices carry knowledge, experience, and emotion. The way you respond to them shapes your life. Listening carefully is not just about hearing words. It is about understanding meaning. It is about noticing feelings, tone, and the lessons behind the words. Every voice you hear has something to teach if you are ready to listen. Many people ignore voices. They think some voices are unimportant or too small to notice. That is a mistake. Small voices often hold the greatest wisdom. A quiet compliment can boost your confidence. A small piece of advice can guide you through a difficult choice. Even voices that seem negative can teach you lessons if you approach them correctly. The key is to listen without judgment. To ask yourself, what is this voice trying to tell me? Is there value here that I can use in my life? When you answer these questions honestly, your memory and understanding improve. You start storing valuable lessons in your mental vault. Not all voices are outside. Some of the most important voices are inside your own mind. Your inner voice is your intuition, your conscience, and your self-talk. It tells you when you are making the right choice or when you need to pay attention. Many people do not trust their inner voice. They ignore it or doubt it. This is why they feel lost, confused, or unmotivated. Learning to listen to your inner voice is like having a guide who never leaves your side. It can help you make decisions, solve problems, and remember what truly matters. Every voice inside you is an opportunity to grow stronger and smarter. Voices also shape memory. When someone says something meaningful, your brain remembers it more easily. Emotional voices stick longer. A kind word can stay in your mind for years. A warning or advice can guide you for life. That is why noticing voices is not just about listening. It is about capturing and remembering their lessons. The voices you choose to pay attention to become part of your life story. They influence your habits, your learning, and even your dreams. The voices that surround you are teachers. Every conversation, every sentence, every sound has the potential to help you grow. When you start paying attention, you realize that life is full of lessons waiting to be learned. Some voices are obvious. Some are hidden in small moments. You can practice listening by being present, focusing, and thinking about what is said. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this voice? How does it help me today? How can I remember it for tomorrow? This simple habit changes the way you experience life and the way you store memories. Every person you meet has a voice that can impact you. Some voices will inspire courage. Others will teach patience, kindness, or resilience. Some voices will challenge you and make you think differently. All of these voices are important. Your task is to notice them, understand them, and use them wisely. Life becomes richer and more meaningful when you pay attention to the voices around you. Understanding voices is the first chapter in learning from life. It is the first step in building a mind that remembers, learns, and grows. The voices you choose to listen to today shape the person you become tomorrow. Take a moment now to think about the voices you hear every day. Which ones make you stronger? Which ones teach you lessons you will never forget? This is the beginning of a journey where every voice has value and every lesson counts. Chapter 2. Listening to your inner voice. Every person has an inner voice. It is quiet, but it is always there. Sometimes it is a feeling, sometimes a thought, sometimes a small suggestion. Your inner voice is your mind speaking to you. It tells you what is right, what is wrong, and what matters most. Many people ignore it. They listen to outside opinions more than their own thoughts. This is why they feel confused, worried, or lost. Learning to listen to your inner voice is one of the most important skills in life. It helps you make decisions, understand yourself, and stay motivated. Your inner voice is personal. No one else has it. It is shaped by your experiences, your values, and your dreams. It is unique and cannot be copied. When you pay attention to it, you start to understand yourself better. You notice what makes you happy, what scares you, and what excites you. This awareness helps you make choices that fit who you are. Every time you listen carefully, your confidence grows. You trust yourself more. You begin to realize that the answers are often inside you, not outside. Many people confuse the inner voice with fear or doubt. Your mind sometimes speaks through worry, self-criticism, or negative thoughts. It is easy to mistake these for guidance and feel discouraged. The secret is to learn the difference. Your inner voice guides with calm, clarity, and wisdom. Fear yells, doubts argue, but your inner voice explains quietly and kindly. When you practice listening, you begin to hear the difference. You start trusting the voice that helps you grow and ignoring the voice that holds you back. One way to listen is to take quiet moments every day. Sit alone, close your eyes, and ask yourself a question. It could be about a decision, a problem, or a goal. Then wait. Let your mind speak. Do not judge the answer. Let the thoughts come naturally. You will be surprised how clear and helpful your inner voice can be. It may guide you in ways you never expected. The more you practice, the easier it becomes to hear it in daily life, even in busy moments. Journaling is another way to connect with your inner voice. Write down your thoughts, feelings, and ideas. Do not worry about grammar or spelling, just write. As you read your own words later, patterns and advice will appear. Your inner voice often speaks in writing more clearly than in noise or distraction. Journaling trains your mind to recognize guidance and wisdom that is already inside you. Meditation and reflection also strengthen the inner voice. When you quiet your mind, you make space for your inner guidance to be heard. Even 5 minutes a day of focusing on your breath or thoughts can make a difference. Over time, your inner voice becomes louder and clearer than external distractions. You will begin to notice small nudges, feelings, or ideas that guide your choices. Listening becomes a natural part of your life. Your inner voice is a teacher. It shows you what you need to learn, reminds you of your goals, and helps you remember lessons. When you face challenges, your inner voice gives solutions. When you make mistakes, it shows you how to improve. It is patient, wise, and always available. Trusting this voice builds resilience, clarity, and confidence. It becomes a powerful tool for personal growth. The more you listen, the stronger your mind becomes. You learn to trust your judgment. You make better decisions. You feel calmer, happier, and more motivated. Your inner voice also improves memory. Thoughts connected to guidance or emotions are easier to remember. By listening carefully, you store lessons in your mental vault that last a lifetime. Listening to your inner voice is not always easy. It takes practice, patience, and focus. But the rewards are enormous. You become more independent, self-aware, and confident. Life becomes easier when you trust yourself. You realize that the voice you need most has always been inside you. Your inner voice is a guide, a teacher, and a friend. Learning to hear it clearly is a gift that improves every part of your life. Start today. Sit quietly, ask yourself a question, and listen. Write down your thoughts. Notice your feelings. Each time you hear your inner voice, your mind becomes sharper. Your decisions become clearer. Your life becomes stronger. The voices outside are important, but your inner voice is the most powerful of all. It is time to listen, trust, and act. Chapter 3: The Voice of Mentors and Teachers. Mentors and teachers are powerful voices in our lives. They guide, inspire, and show us what is possible. Their words often stay with us long after the lessons end. Every person who has taught you something, whether a school teacher, a coach, a family member, or an experienced friend, has left a mark on your life. These voices carry knowledge, experience, and encouragement. Listening to them carefully can change the way you think, learn, and grow. Mentors speak from experience. They have faced challenges, made mistakes, and found solutions. Their voice carries wisdom that you can learn from without going through the same difficulties. Many people do not notice this at first. They may think advice is just words, but every word a mentor shares is a lesson. Even small tips, repeated phrases, or simple examples can help you remember important truths. The more you pay attention, the more your brain stores these lessons in your memory vault for future use. Teachers are guides in a different way. They organize knowledge, explain ideas, and show the steps to learn something new. A good teacher's voice can make a complex subject simple. It can turn fear into confidence and confusion into clarity. When you listen actively, you are not just hearing words. You are training your mind to understand patterns, solve problems, and remember lessons. English learners, for example, can benefit greatly by listening carefully to a teacher's pronunciation, sentence structure, and examples. The teacher's voice becomes a model that your brain stores and recalls automatically. Mentors and teachers also motivate. Sometimes what we need most is encouragement. Their words can push us to try harder, take risks, or believe in ourselves. Think of a time someone said, "You can do this," or "keep going." That voice may have stayed with you for years. Motivation from experienced voices strengthens your mind and memory. It shows that voices are not only about knowledge, they are about emotion, confidence, and belief. Listening to encouragement helps you overcome self-doubt and stay focused on your goals. One of the most important lessons from mentors and teachers is learning how to listen actively. Active listening means giving full attention, asking questions, and thinking about what is said. It is not enough to hear words. You must understand the meaning and see how it applies to your life. Take notes, repeat key points in your mind, and imagine examples. By doing this, you make their voice part of your memory vault. Every lesson becomes easier to recall when needed. Mentors and teachers also show the value of patience and persistence. They demonstrate that learning takes time, mistakes are part of the process, and practice is essential. Their voice reminds you that success does not happen instantly. By listening and following their guidance, you build skills steadily. Over time, your knowledge grows, your confidence increases, and your memory becomes sharper. The voices of mentors teach more than facts. They teach how to learn, how to practice, and how to succeed. Sometimes a mentor's advice may not make sense at first. You might feel confused or unsure. That is normal. Learning from experience takes reflection. Think about their words, try to apply them, and observe the results. When you experiment with what they teach, your brain creates stronger connections. Lessons that are practiced, tested, and experienced are remembered longer. Your memory vault grows with every practical step you take, guided by their voice. Mentors and teachers also help you find your purpose. They encourage you to think beyond immediate problems and see the bigger picture. Their words can inspire dreams, goals, and visions for your future. Every motivational phrase, every example of perseverance, and every correction becomes a memory and a tool for personal growth. By listening closely, you collect life lessons that shape your actions and choices. Your mentors and teachers' voices are gifts. They show paths, offer wisdom, and guide your mind to remember and act. Each lesson, story, and piece of advice strengthens your memory, builds your confidence, and improves your skills. When you start seeing these voices as guides, your brain naturally stores and recalls their lessons. You begin to learn faster, act wiser, and grow stronger. Start noticing the voices of your mentors and teachers today. Pay attention to what they say, write it down, reflect on it, and apply it. Each voice becomes a key in your memory vault, helping you navigate life with knowledge, confidence, and purpose. Their guidance is not temporary. It becomes part of your thinking, your decisions, and your life. Listening carefully to mentors and teachers is a step toward mastering the voices that shape you. Chapter 4. Friends and Family Voices. Friends and family are some of the most important voices in your life. They are the people you spend the most time with. Their words, advice, and stories influence your feelings, decisions, and even your habits. Sometimes we notice their voices, and sometimes we ignore them. But every word they speak leaves an impression. Listening carefully to these voices can help you grow, remember lessons, and stay motivated in life. Family voices are often the first ones we hear. From childhood, parents, siblings, and elders guide us with their words. Some teach by giving advice, some by sharing experiences, and some by showing how to handle challenges. These voices are full of lessons, even when they seem small. A simple phrase like, "Be kind," or "Work hard" carries wisdom that stays with you for life. Your brain remembers emotional and repeated voices more easily. This is why family words often shape your habits and choices without you even realizing it. Friends' voices are also powerful. They influence your thoughts, your confidence, and your actions. A supportive friend can encourage you to try something new or help you see a solution to a problem. Even casual conversations carry lessons about life, relationships, and learning. When you listen carefully, you can pick up advice, ideas, and motivation from everyday talks. Friends' voices can make learning more fun and help you remember things through shared experiences. Not all voices from friends and family are positive. Sometimes people give criticism, negativity, or advice that does not fit your life. It is important to learn how to filter these voices. Positive voices lift you up, inspire growth, and strengthen your memory. Negative voices can teach lessons too, but only if you approach them carefully. Use them to learn, reflect, and improve, without letting them create fear or doubt. Choosing which voices to focus on is a key skill for personal growth. Listening actively is the secret to gaining from friends and family. Active listening means giving full attention, noticing feelings, and thinking about the meaning behind the words. When someone shares a story, a lesson, or advice, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How does this help me today? How can I remember it for tomorrow? By reflecting on these questions, you store their wisdom in your memory vault. This makes their voices more valuable and long-lasting. Stories from friends and family are especially memorable. A funny memory, a shared experience, or a lesson learned together stays in your mind longer than simple instructions. Your brain remembers emotions, images, and experiences. This is why conversations that include feelings and actions stick in your memory. When you pay attention to stories, you not only remember lessons, but also enjoy learning from life. Family and friends also help shape your inner voice. Their words influence how you speak to yourself. When they encourage you, their voices become part of your inner confidence. When they criticize constructively, their lessons guide your growth. The voices around you are closely connected to the voice inside you. Listening carefully helps you align your inner thoughts with lessons from others. Friends and family voices also teach empathy, kindness, and understanding. By noticing how people speak, what they feel, and what they value, you learn to connect with others. These lessons are not just for memory. They shape your behavior, relationships, and character. Every conversation can become a lesson if you listen with attention and reflection. Practicing gratitude also strengthens the impact of these voices. Take time to appreciate supportive friends and family. Remember their guidance, encouragement, and advice. Writing down lessons, repeating positive phrases, or reflecting on stories helps you store them in your memory vault. This makes their voices a lasting source of inspiration and learning. Every voice in your close circle has value. Some inspire, some challenge, and some comfort. Your task is to notice, reflect, and remember. Friends and family are teachers too, in their own way. By listening actively, filtering negativity, and storing lessons in your memory vault, you strengthen your mind, grow as a person, and prepare for life's challenges. The voices you choose to listen to today shape the person you become tomorrow. Start now. Reflect on the conversations you have today. Notice the lessons, encouragement, and wisdom hidden in each word. Pay attention to stories, feelings, and guidance. Your memory vault grows stronger every time you actively listen. Friends and family voices are treasures. Listening carefully allows you to learn, remember, and live better. Chapter 5. The Voices in Books and Media. Voices are not only around us in people we meet. They are also in books, podcasts, videos, and other media. Every book you read, every story you hear, and every lesson you watch has a voice. These voices carry knowledge, experience, and inspiration. They can teach you new words, ideas, and ways to think. The voices in media are powerful because you can choose what to listen to. You decide what lessons you want to store in your memory vault. Books are like teachers that never sleep. Every page is a voice speaking to you. A story, a fact, or a lesson can stay in your mind for years. When you read carefully and think about what is said, your brain remembers more. One simple trick is to imagine the story as if it is happening to you. Visualize the characters, the actions, and the emotions. This makes the lessons stronger and easier to recall. Your memory vault grows with every book you read because your brain connects words with images and feelings. Podcasts and videos are voices that speak directly to your ears. They can inspire, teach, or guide you in real time. When listening, focus on the main ideas. Repeat important phrases aloud. Pause and think about what the speaker is saying. This helps you remember and apply the lessons. Media voices can also teach language. For English learners, listening to stories, conversations, or explanations improves pronunciation, vocabulary, and understanding. Every voice you hear adds knowledge to your mind. Stories in media are especially memorable. Stories include characters, actions, and emotions. Your brain remembers stories better than facts alone. When you listen to a story, your mind imagines scenes, hears voices, and feels emotions. This makes the lesson stick in your memory. Try to connect each story to your life. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this character? How can I use this lesson today? How does this story change the way I think? Reflecting like this strengthens your vault. It is important to choose media wisely. Not all voices are helpful. Some teach negative habits, create fear, or confuse your thinking. Focus on voices that inspire growth, teach new skills, or motivate you to be better. The more positive and meaningful the voice, the stronger its impact on your memory and mind. Your vault is only as strong as the voices you feed it. Writing and summarizing what you learn from media helps too. After listening to a podcast or reading a book, write down the main ideas, lessons, and advice. Summarizing forces your brain to process information and store it in memory. You also create a personal record that you can revisit anytime. This simple practice turns passive listening into active learning. Your memory vault becomes full of useful knowledge. Media voices also improve your imagination. When you visualize stories, ideas, or examples, your mind learns faster. You remember details, connect concepts, and create solutions. Visualization is like building a mental map of knowledge. Every image, sound, or story you imagine strengthens memory. The voices in books and media become tools to expand your thinking, sharpen your mind, and inspire action. Learning from media voices is not just for knowledge. It also teaches habits, values, and motivation. Listening to a story of perseverance, kindness, or courage can inspire you to act the same way. Your brain remembers not only the words but the lessons behind them. These voices guide your life, teach new skills, and improve your memory naturally. Daily practice with media voices makes a big difference. Even 10 minutes of reading, listening, or watching educational content strengthens your vault. Repeat lessons, reflect on stories, and imagine examples. Every voice you hear and process adds power to your memory and mind. Over time, you notice improvement in learning, confidence, and understanding. Books, podcasts, and videos are teachers in disguise. Their voices are always ready to guide, inspire, and educate. By paying attention, reflecting, and applying their lessons, you fill your memory vault with knowledge, motivation, and wisdom. The voices in media are unlimited. Your vault grows every time you choose to learn from them. Listening carefully turns media into a powerful tool for personal growth and lifelong learning. Chapter 6: Overcoming Negative Voices. Not all voices in life are helpful. Some voices are negative. They create doubt, fear, and worry. They may come from people around you or from your own mind. Negative voices can stop you from trying new things, learning, and growing. They can make you feel small or incapable. But the good news is that you can overcome them. You can choose which voices to listen to and which to ignore. Learning to manage negative voices is a skill that makes your mind stronger and your memory sharper. Negative voices can be loud. They may say, "You cannot do this," or "You are not good enough." Sometimes they are quiet whispers, like self-doubt or fear. These voices feel real because your brain reacts to them. Many people give power to these voices without realizing it. Every time you listen and believe them, they grow stronger. The first step to overcoming them is awareness. Notice when a negative voice appears. Recognize it for what it is: a thought, not a fact. This simple awareness reduces its power. Your inner voice can help fight negativity. Replace negative words with positive ones. When you hear a voice saying, "I will fail," respond with, I will try, and I can learn. Positive self-talk is a tool that trains your mind to focus on growth and solutions. The more you practice this, the louder your supportive voice becomes. Your brain starts trusting encouragement over fear. You begin to feel confident, motivated, and ready to take action. People around you can also create negative voices. Sometimes friends, family, or teachers say things that discourage you, even unintentionally. Their words can feel heavy and critical. The key is to filter what you hear. Focus on voices that lift you up and teach you lessons. Learn from criticism that helps you improve, but ignore words meant to hurt or control you. You decide which voices deserve attention. Your mind becomes stronger every time you choose positive guidance over negativity. Visualization is a powerful technique to overcome negative voices. Imagine a protective shield around your mind. When a negative voice appears, picture it bouncing away. Replace it with an image of success, confidence, or a supportive voice. Your brain remembers these images. Over time, you automatically respond to negativity with calm and strength. Visualization makes your inner voice stronger and your memory of positive lessons sharper. Reflection and journaling also help. Write down negative thoughts when they appear, then write a response to them. Challenge the voice by asking, "Is this true? What can I learn from it? How can I turn it into something positive?" By writing, you separate yourself from the negative voice. You create a clear path to learning, improvement, and confidence. Your memory vault stores the lesson and the solution, not fear. Consistency is important. Negative voices often come back. The first time you hear them, they may feel powerful, but each time you respond with awareness, positive thoughts, and reflection, they lose strength. Your brain learns which voices matter. Supportive, motivating voices become louder, while negative, distracting ones fade. Persistence makes your mind resilient. Your memory vault becomes a safe place for knowledge, inspiration, and growth. Supportive voices can replace negative ones. Listen to mentors, teachers, friends, and family who encourage you. Read motivational books and watch inspiring videos. These voices strengthen your confidence and memory. Every time you fill your mind with positive guidance, you reduce the influence of negativity. Your vault stores lessons, success strategies, and encouragement for life. Remember, overcoming negative voices is a journey. It is normal to hear them, but it is not normal to let them control you. Each small step, awareness, positive self-talk, reflection, and consistent practice strengthens your mind. Your memory vault becomes full of wisdom, motivation, and confidence. Negative voices lose power when you choose to listen, learn, and act on the right voices. Start today. Notice the negative voices in your life. Challenge them. Replace them and focus on positive guidance. Each time you do this, you grow stronger. You become more confident, focused, and capable. Your mind becomes a place of growth and success. Overcoming negative voices is not just about silence. It is about choice, action, and building a memory vault that holds only lessons, motivation, and wisdom. Chapter 7: Using Voices to Learn English. Voices are one of the most powerful tools for learning English. Every word you hear, every sentence someone speaks, helps your brain remember and understand the language. Listening carefully to voices is not just about hearing words. It is about understanding meaning, tone, and context. Whether it is a teacher, a friend, a podcast, or a video, every voice you listen to can improve your English if you practice actively and consistently. One of the first steps is listening with focus. Many people listen while doing something else, like scrolling on their phone or watching TV. This makes it hard for the brain to remember. To learn English from voices, you need attention. Listen carefully to every word. Repeat it in your mind and try to understand what it means. When you focus, your brain stores the new words, phrases, and sounds more easily. Active listening turns every voice into a teacher. Speaking along with voices is also very important. When you repeat words, sentences, or short conversations aloud, your mouth, brain, and ears work together. This strengthens your memory and improves pronunciation. Try to imitate the tone, rhythm, and emotion of the speaker. When you practice this way, your memory vault fills faster, and English becomes natural. Every voice you repeat becomes a part of your learning. Stories are an excellent way to learn English through voices. When someone tells a story, your brain remembers not only the words, but also the sequence of events, the emotions, and the meaning. Visualizing the story in your mind makes the lesson stronger. Try to imagine the characters, the places, and the actions. After listening, retell the story in your own words. This practice improves vocabulary, grammar, and memory at the same time. Podcasts, videos, and audiobooks are powerful tools for English learners. They provide voices from different speakers, accents, and styles. Listen to short clips first and focus on understanding key words and sentences. Pause and repeat what you hear. Write down new words and phrases. Then try using them in your own sentences. Your brain learns faster when it hears, sees, and uses the language together. Voices from media become personal teachers if you practice actively. Conversations with people are also important. Talking to friends, classmates, or online partners gives real-life voices to learn from. When you listen carefully, you notice how words are used in everyday situations. You hear pronunciation, tone, and emotion. Responding immediately strengthens your memory and builds confidence. Every conversation is a chance to store new phrases, sentences, and expressions in your memory vault. Positive reinforcement from voices helps a lot. Encouraging words from teachers, friends, or even your own inner voice make learning easier. When someone says, "You are improving," or "Well done," your brain connects the achievement with the voice. Motivation strengthens memory and confidence. Surround yourself with voices that guide, teach, and inspire. The right voices make learning English faster and more enjoyable. Consistency is key. Listening to English voices every day, even for a few minutes, produces better results than long, irregular sessions. Choose voices you enjoy, whether stories, songs, or lessons. Listen repeatedly, repeat aloud, and reflect on what you learn. Each repetition reinforces memory. Your vault fills with words, sentences, and expressions that you can recall naturally.
Finally, mix listening with writing and speaking practice. After hearing a voice, write down what you understood, then speak it aloud. This combination of listening, writing, and speaking strengthens memory and builds confidence. Every voice you hear becomes a tool for learning, remembering, and using English. Your brain starts connecting sounds, meanings, and experiences.
Using voices to learn English is not just about words. It is about experience, emotion, and memory. Every voice you listen to is a teacher. Repeat, reflect, and practice. Fill your memory vault with the lessons and sounds of English. The more voices you use, the faster you improve, and the more confident you become. Your English learning becomes natural, enjoyable, and unforgettable. Start today. Listen carefully, repeat aloud, visualize, and use every voice as a teacher. Your memory vault is ready, your brain is ready, and your English journey is ready to grow stronger every day. Chapter 8: Strengthening Your Mind with Voices. Voices are not just sounds. They are tools that can make your mind stronger, sharper, and more focused. Every voice you hear has the potential to teach you, guide you, and improve your memory. When you use voices intentionally, your brain becomes more alert, your thinking clearer, and your confidence higher. Strengthening your mind with voices is about listening carefully, reflecting, and storing valuable lessons in your memory vault. The first step is paying attention. Most people hear voices without noticing them. They listen, but do not focus on the meaning. A voice only becomes powerful when you give it full attention. Listen to words, tone, and emotion. Ask yourself, what is this voice teaching me? How does it help me today? Active listening trains your brain to capture information faster and remember it longer. Every time you focus, your mind becomes stronger and your memory vault grows. Voices that challenge you are especially powerful. Some voices make you think differently, question your assumptions, or solve a problem. These voices may feel uncomfortable, but they strengthen your mind. When you reflect on challenging advice, your brain creates new connections. You learn to think critically, make decisions, and find solutions. Your memory stores lessons from these voices more firmly because your mind is actively engaged. Repetition is a key to mind strength. Hearing a voice once is not enough. Listen again, repeat aloud, and reflect on the lesson. Each repetition reinforces memory pathways. Your brain becomes faster at recalling information. This applies to learning English, remembering advice, or practicing skills. Consistent exposure to helpful voices makes your mind stronger, sharper, and ready for challenges. Visualization adds another layer of strength. Imagine the voice as a teacher in your mind, guiding you through lessons and experiences. Picture examples, stories, and advice in detail. The brain remembers images better than words alone. Combining voices with mental pictures makes learning more powerful. Your mind creates a vivid memory vault that is easy to access whenever needed. Writing and reflecting on voices also strengthen your mind. After listening to a conversation, a lesson, or a story, write down what you learned. Reflect on how it applies to your life. This process helps your brain organize information, connect ideas, and store lessons for long-term memory. Every voice you write about becomes more powerful, more memorable, and more useful in your life. Positive voices improve focus and motivation. Encouraging words from mentors, friends, or media remind your brain that learning is rewarding. Motivation strengthens memory because the brain remembers what matters emotionally. When you combine focus, reflection, and motivation, your mind becomes stronger with every lesson. Each supportive voice you hear reinforces confidence, memory, and mental clarity. Your inner voice is also essential. Strengthening your mind means listening carefully to yourself. When you make decisions, reflect on actions, or solve problems, your inner voice guides you. Combine it with external voices from books, mentors, and friends. Together, they create a network of support, learning, and memory in your brain. The more you practice, the more your mind becomes reliable and powerful. Challenges and mistakes are part of strengthening your mind. When a voice points out an error, a problem, or a lesson you missed, do not feel discouraged. Learn from it. Every challenge makes your memory vault stronger. Each lesson, when stored carefully, becomes a tool for future success. Your mind grows sharper when you embrace voices that teach, guide, and challenge you. Finally, practice daily. Even 5 to 10 minutes of focused listening, reflection, or repetition strengthens your brain. Use voices intentionally. Listen to inspiring stories, educational podcasts, or mentors. Repeat advice, visualize lessons, and write reflections. Your mind becomes stronger, memory improves, and learning becomes easier. Voices are not just words. They are keys to building a sharp, confident, and capable mind. Start today. Listen carefully. reflect deeply, and act on the lessons voices give you. Every voice you hear can make your mind stronger, your memory sharper, and your life better. Your memory vault is ready, your brain is ready, and your mind is ready to grow stronger every single day. Chapter 9. Mastering the Voices of Your Life. You have learned a lot about voices in your life. You have discovered the power of friends, family, mentors, teachers, books, media, and even your inner voice. All these voices have lessons, guidance, and inspiration. Mastering your life means learning how to listen to the right voices, remember their lessons, and use them to grow. Every voice you choose becomes a tool for learning, confidence, and success. The first step in mastery is awareness. Notice every voice you hear. Pay attention to its meaning, tone, and emotion. Ask yourself, does this voice help me grow? Does it inspire, guide, or teach me? By being aware, you start separating helpful voices from distractions. Your mind becomes clearer, and your memory vault begins to fill with the most valuable lessons. Awareness is the foundation of mastery. Next is active listening. Listening is more than hearing words. It means focusing, reflecting, and understanding. When you listen carefully to a voice, your brain remembers it better. Repeat important words aloud. Imagine the advisor's story in your mind. Write down lessons you want to remember. Active listening turns every voice into a teacher, and your memory becomes stronger every day. Mastery also comes from reflection. Think about the voices you hear daily. Reflect on what they teach you and how it applies to your life. Your inner voice often speaks during reflection, helping you connect lessons with decisions and actions. Reflection strengthens memory and builds confidence. It allows you to use every voice you hear in the most meaningful way. Choosing the right voices is essential. Not all voices help you grow. Negative or discouraging voices can slow you down. Learn to filter them out. Focus on voices that inspire, motivate, and teach. Positive voices fill your mind with energy and wisdom. Each choice you make about which voice to follow strengthens your focus, memory, and personal growth. Consistency makes mastery powerful. Listening once is not enough. Hear the lessons, repeat them, practice them, and review them daily. Repetition strengthens your memory and makes the lessons permanent. Every voice you return to becomes a stronger part of your memory vault. Over time, recalling important lessons becomes automatic, and applying them in life becomes natural. Visualization is another tool for mastery. Imagine the voices as teachers guiding you through life. Picture the lessons, stories, and advice vividly in your mind. Your brain remembers images and emotions more easily than words alone. Combining voices with visualization makes learning, memory, and understanding much stronger. Your inner voice is the most important. It is always with you. It guides, corrects, and inspires. When you listen carefully to it, combined with lessons from others, your mind becomes unstoppable. Your inner voice helps you make decisions, overcome challenges, and achieve goals. Trusting it builds confidence, clarity, and resilience. Finally, take action. Mastery is not only about listening and remembering, it is about applying what you learn. Use the lessons from voices in your life to solve problems, improve skills, and reach your goals. Each action reinforces memory, strengthens your mind, and builds confidence. Your vault of voices becomes a practical guide for everyday life, education, and personal growth. Your life is full of voices. Each one is a teacher, a guide, or a source of inspiration. By listening carefully, reflecting, choosing wisely, repeating lessons, visualizing, and taking action, you master the voices that shape your life. You create a mind that is focused, confident, and capable of learning anything. Mastery comes from practice, awareness, and commitment. Start today. Listen to the voices around you and inside you. Learn from them. Store their lessons in your memory vault. Apply them in your life. Your mind is ready. Your memory is ready. Your life is ready to grow stronger, wiser, and more successful every day. If you enjoyed this journey, like this video, comment the voice that has inspired you the most, and subscribe to the channel for more tips on learning, memory, and personal growth. Share this video with friends who want to unlock the power of voices in their life. Every voice you hear can become a teacher if you listen carefully and act wisely.